Thank you for joining me for this short flow that I've been enjoying in the mornings to get blood flowing and open up my hips and my spine. Starting with cat to cow, taking an inhale on your cat pose and an exhale on your cat pose. I want your belly button to come down towards the mat and then pushing your belly button up into your spine. Taking one more, just like that. Moving into cow-cat circles, where you take an inhale as your belly button goes down. You shift your belly button to the left or the right, it doesn't matter which way. And then you exhale, bring it back down. So you're doing a circle with your belly button and really opening up your spine and creating blood flow. Inhale and exhale. One more this direction, then as we always do, when we take any rotation or circle in one direction, we go in the other. And I've been doing 5 sets of each. I'm keeping the sets short because it's just a morning wake up flow. That's what I use it for. You can use it any time of the day that suits you. One more of those. Now we're going to move into some hip circles. So kind of make sure that your hands are underneath your shoulders, taking your right leg out to the side, fire hydrant, and then shifting it straight back, kind of making a circle with your knees. So your knee goes out to the side and then back behind your glute and down next to your opposite knee. Out to the side, back behind your glute and down. Now we're doing the other way again, reversing the rotation, 5 of each. Squeezing your glute, squeezing your abductor muscle, and then down. One more on this side. And then we will switch sides. So take the opposite leg, whichever one you started, out, back, and down. Abductor, glute, and relax. Bring it down. Make sure you're breathing one full breath with each rotation. I like to take my exhale as I lift my leg initially, and then take my inhale as I'm lowering. And then reverse. Other way, rotation. Take an inhale and an exhale. And an inhale and an exhale. Nice job. Okay, you should be feeling your hips opening up really well by now. Nice blood flow going through your spine and your hips. Now a twist for more spine. You reach up with your right arm straight up to the ceiling, fingertips straight up to the ceiling, and then thread through and hover. So you take an inhale on the reach and then an exhale on the hover. You've got one more. Thread through and then bring it to the mat. Shoulder, ear, bring it to the mat, and then reach with your opposite arm in front of you. Keeping your hips over your knees, and then allowing your spine to gently twist and open up. And then reverse, coming out, inhale, and all fours. Taking the opposite arm up, inhale, and exhale, thread through. Reach your fingertips to the sky, and thread through. Again, 5 sets on each side, but this time, like we did on the other, on your last one, you're gonna bring it all the way down to your mat, shoulder, ear, and relax, bending your opposite elbow and then reaching it forward, keeping your hips over your knees. And just breathe. Enjoy the gentle twist in your spine, the blood flow, come out the way you went in. Beautiful. Now moving into puppy dog pose, keeping your hips over your knees, reach your arms long. And you can either bring your forehead to the mat or your chin to the mat, depending on where your spine is or how you're feeling this morning. Every morning is different for me. Lifting your elbows, shift forward. Place your elbows underneath your shoulders for an elbow plank. And then start to twist. We're just gonna take one hip to the floor and then the other hip toward the floor. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Hip dips, we call them, and I'm showing an option to come to your knees. If that's a lot for you in the morning, you can come to your knees and do your hip dips that way. And then another option is to take it up to pace. You can take a quicker pace. You can stay slow with your breath, or you can pick it up a little bit to help to elevate that blood flow a little bit more. Now we're gonna walk, I missed this. Moving into a lengthening of the spine. Just drop your hips to the mat and then pull your heart open through Sphinx pose, through your shoulders. Spread your fingers wide, lift your hips up into dolphin pose. Walk your feet forward and shift your heels if you'd like, or find stillness, either way. Open your heart between your shoulders, so press your heart towards your thighs. And then one arm at a time or both together, move into downward facing dog. Spread your fingers wide for support on your wrists. And once again, you can alternate your heels or find stillness. Now come down to a hovering tabletop here. We're alternating. Hovering tabletop, downward dog. Hover tabletop, downward dog. Again, just 5 sets here. Feeling the open movement in your hamstrings. Now come into a hover tabletop and hold. Another rotation. Shift your right hip towards the mat and bend your right elbow, and then do the left. Bend your left elbow. Bend your right elbow, right hip comes down. Slightly bend your left hip comes down. Breathe throughout. So an exhale on the lower, inhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale, you got it. Keep breathing, keep moving. Use the strength of your arms for support. You can also tap your knees down in between if that feels better for you. Downward facing dog comes next. Find stillness, spread your fingers wide. Roll your armpit bones out, press your chest towards your thighs. Start to walk up into forward fold. Bring your hands back towards your toes. Find your feet about hip width distance apart. And soften your knees. Option to take a ragdoll pose here and just kind of sway left and right. Keep your knees soft. Bend and straighten your legs just to get into the forward fold and feel a stretch through your low back, hips, and hamstrings. Here, I shifted my feet towards the outsides of the mat for a wide leg forward fold. And then I like to take a walk over to my left foot for a breath. Come back to the center, inhale. Walk over to the opposite foot on your exhale. One more time, I think I did, yes. Inhale and exhale. Come to the center, inhale and exhale. Back to the center. Heel toe your feet back to hip width distance apart. And then find your bend and straighten here, a squat move. So my heels, notice my heels come up here. I used to be able to do a flat-footed squat, but menopause got my hips and I'm working through it and hoping to get back to it. Here's an option. You can reach forward if that feels better. You can bring your hands to your heart if that feels supportive. I like to bring my hands to my toes. I kind of let my fingers go under my toes. Keep my arms straight. Try to keep my belly close to my thighs. So try that. See if you can keep your belly as close to your thigh as possible. Coming back into the forward fold, you will feel a nice stretch through your low back, your hips, and your hamstrings here. It's just my favorite way to end this flow. Feels so good. And then back into forward fold. Heel toe your feet closer together, wherever it's comfortable for you. Ground down through your feet and roll up one vertebrae at a time. Shoulders up to the ears, rolling back and down. And have a beautiful day. Thank you.